Hey, mighty men of God, Joe Martin here with Real Men Connect, where we help good men become great men God's way by providing them with real answers to real problems in the real world. Welcome to the Real Men Ride Along on my way to auto mechanic, and I hate going to auto mechanic for obvious reasons, but mainly because time. Got to sit there while they're working on my car. But anyway, I digress. But I want to shoot this quick video because I want to talk about purpose today. And I'm going to do it very quickly. And I'm going to start by asking you a question. Is it possible that if you don't use something for its intended purpose, you can misuse and abuse the thing? Is it possible that if you don't use something for its God-given purpose, can you possibly misuse and abuse the thing? And the answer is, of course you can. We do it all the time. And you can use something as innocent as this car. Now, when the manufacturer created this car and designed this car, he or she had an original design for this car, and eventually it was to use it as means of transportation. Now, if I don't use this car, my car, for its intended purpose, I could potentially misuse and abuse the thing. If I decided, so you know what, I'm not going to use it for means of transportation, I'm going to use it for food storage. Eventually, I will be misusing and abusing the thing, and the manufacturer will not be very happy with my choice of using the car that way. So we know that's not why the car was created. Now, let me use another example. And we're going to use, because I'm going somewhere with this, and you'll see the purpose of why I'm shooting this quick video for us. Is let's look at something that we typically can relate to, which is money. We work for it, we want it, we need it to survive. It's not the most important thing, but it's up there with oxygen. But money. Now, let's use in general terms the purpose of money in society. When God said, okay, you know, we're going to allow the people to use money. Was it supposed to be used for means of exchange or means of exclusion? Exchange or exclusion? Again, we're using general terms, but we know it's supposed to be used for means of exchange. But do we primarily use it for that purpose in society? No. We use it for not only exclusion, but exploitation. We use it for greed, coveting. We use it for manipulation. We use it in specific ways for that's illegal, prostitution, sex trafficking. You get the point. So, but God had made a beautiful thing, but we misuse and abuse the thing for its intended purpose. Then let's look at, we say we got money. Oh, okay, here's another one. Let's look at food. What was the purpose of food? To grow up or to grow out? We love food, but God created food as we're supposed to be eating to live, not just living to eat. And because we are mostly in society, we're living to eat. We're now growing out. We're one of the most obese countries in the world because we misuse and abuse the purpose of food. It was to grow up, to nurture our bodies, not to grow out and abuse our bodies. Now, I'll give you one more example before I tell you the point of all of this. And we use something that I know that we love as men, and that is sex. We love sex. Now, let's look at sex. Sex is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. God created it. Now, but what was the purpose of sex? Was it supposed to be used for procreation or recreation? Procreation or recreation? Now, again, these are general terms of the purpose of it, but you get my point. And how do we use it today in society? We don't use it for procreation. We use it for recreation, even to the point that we dishonor the sanctity of life with abortions. And we use it for, prostitution, exploitation, again, manipulation. We're misusing and abusing the purpose of sex. Now, I say all of that because I'm setting us up to realize that if we can misuse money, food, and sex, there's another thing we need to make sure we don't misuse and abuse, and that is our lives. If we don't use our bodies, our mind, our soul, our spirit for God's intended purpose, we can potentially misuse and abuse our lives. And man, that is not something I want us to do. You know, we always close the show by saying that a male is a terrible thing to waste. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't use your life for your God-given purpose, you will misuse and abuse the thing, and you will waste your life. Guys, that's all I wanted to share with you. This quick video as I get pulled up to the mechanic right now. If this has blessed you, make sure you share with another brother who you may be mentoring or discipling. Remember, guys, we are males by birth, but we are men by choice. So each and every day, choose to be the man that God called and created you to be, because a male is a terrible thing to waste. Use yourself for your God-given purpose. That's your gifts, your talents, your abilities. God put it in you, and he wanted to come out of you so he can say, well done, my good and faithful servant. So as always, be blessed, stay strong, and as always, stay in his grip. I'll talk to you soon. God bless.